Good morning, Mega Podlings. It's Crazy Joe. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I feel like this is too high. Let me lower this a little. Whoa. Is that better? I think that's better. Hey guys, how you doing? Happy Tuesday. I'm gonna lower this one more. Boom. There we go. Okay, a little less room over my head. How's everyone doing? Oh my gosh, we have a packed chat room today and I just got here. Well, good morning, Mega Podlings. Happy to see you. It is well, the calendar tells me it's Tuesday, but we are living in Groundhog Day. It just feels like another day. Every day feels the same as the day before. And quite frankly, it's driving me crazy. Let's see how you guys are doing. I see Backwin is here. Lisa. Gary is here. I want my slaw. Brandon, I am overheated right now. I feel like I've been running around. I'm just like overheated. Oh boy. Lisa wasted gas driving in circles. I'll tell you, I went out the other day in my car because just to get the battery running. So your battery doesn't go dead. I went out, took a drive, nowhere in particular. I wasn't going somewhere, never got out of the car. It was just driving my car to make sure the battery doesn't go dead. And it was supposed to be like a 15-minute drive. I think I was out for about an hour. Just because I didn't want to come in. I mean, like, it's the most human I think I've felt in a long time. Like, I'm out in the world amongst the people. Even though I didn't talk to anyone or get out of my car at any time, it just seeing the world was very therapeutic. Geriatric Geek is here. Welcome. Brent is here. Noah. Boredom Strikes. Aubrey is here. Sam. Sorry, guys. I am out of sorts, as I have been. I have been out of sorts for a little while now. Sam says, I haven't been on one of the chat streams in a while. Sorry about that. Can't stay for a long time. Gotta go love the vids. Oh, boy. Joey says, my feelings are hurt. You liked every comment on your Uno video except mine. Well, that's because your comments were crazy, man. A beloved game that the children have loved for decades, and you're there pooping on it. You're there pooping on the game that brings joy to the children, and you're sitting there pooping on it like you put the game in the toilet, and you're there going, do, making number 2, or dos, because the first one would be Uno, wouldn't it? Oh boy, yeah, that Uno video, man, that was a weird video, wasn't it? And I've got another weird one coming tomorrow. There's another weird video coming tomorrow because I don't know. I guess I'm going a little crazy around the house. If you've been watching, a lot of people on YouTube have been getting weird with our videos. Like, I'm watching Adam the Woo the other day just unbox old Star Wars toys. And Christine comes in the room and she's like, why are you watching a guy just take out toys? Like, what's the purpose? And I'm like, I don't know. It's kind of relaxing. It's kind of relaxing and nice just sitting watching him take out Star Wars toys. By the way, speaking of Adam the Woo, did you guys see that video the other day where he was showing his Star Wars collection? He said in the video that his favorite Star Wars movie was Return of the Jedi. And all I could think is, ooh, Adam the Woo versus Down to Movie in a steel cage match over Return of the Jedi, battling it out for... I'd like to see that. I'd pay to see that. Wouldn't you pay to see that? Boy... Brandon says, I don't think you've seen my comment on the Uno video yet. I thought I did, but now I don't remember what it was. But I'm pretty sure I saw it. John Hines says, I've been wearing my pajamas for a straight month. I agree. Me too. Like I said, I'm going to start with stop wearing those pajamas. This is how we're going to have to end these videos. Stop wearing those pajamas. We can go out again. Backwin says, one good thing about the quarantine is watching a bunch of horror films. See, now those are the hardest films for me to watch during the quarantine because they're not kid-friendly. And the kids are here all the time. There's never a time that the kids are not here. And God forbid they start sleeping. Oh no, they don't sleep. They're up later. They're up later. Why sleep? They don't have work, school in the morning. They just stay awake, and it's driving me crazy. Ugh. Jim says, heard the name but never seen the channel. What name? What name is that, Jim? I lost track somewhere. You're talking about Adam LeWoo? You never seen a video of Adam LeWoo? Is that who you're talking about? You got to watch him, man. He's better than me. He's better than Cinema Sickness. He's better than Rick. He's better than all of us. Seriously, there were two people that I first hit the subscribe button to. It was Cinema Sickness and Adam LeWoo. They were the two guys who were the first people I ever hit that subscribe button for, ever. So I always say I would not be here doing this today if it were not for Cinema Sickness or Adam LeWoo. So Backwin says, you know who else liked Return of the Jedi? Randall Graves. Yes. Yes, he did. But not as much as Empire. Oh, wait. No, it was Dante. Yeah, Randall thought it was blasphemy. Jim says, need to buy more pajamas. James says, hey, Crazy Joe, ever seen the animated short Cans Without Labels? I have. It's not very good. And it didn't help that the guy who made the short is something else. I've never heard of it, to be honest with you. I have never heard of it. Bohemian says, hey, Joe, hope you're staying well and safe. Well, physically, I think I'm doing well, but I'm losing my brain. I'm going nuts. The sound of children arguing is just, it's just driving me crazy. It's just driving me crazy. James says, I love Adam LeWoo. His travel videos are amazing. My favorite is his oldest McDonald's video. I like the one he did with the McDonald's that was only for commercial shoots. Did you ever see that one? He did one where he went to the McDonald's that was only used for shooting McDonald's commercials. That was a pretty cool one. Zach asked, do I remember Andromeda Strain, the book, the novel, or the movie? I haven't seen the movie or read the book, to be honest with you. But I know of it. Michael Crichton. P. Dilla says, I saw metal WrestleMania 3 lunchbox at Walmart today. WrestleMania... That's weird. WrestleMania 3. That's random. Like, yeah, I would understand if it was like the current WrestleMania, but WrestleMania 3. How was it? Was it cool looking? Was it... Oh, I'm going to have to check that one out when I can finally get myself back to a Walmart sometime in June. Brandon says, my comment was, Man of Steel deck has the Jonathan Kent card. If you play it, the card tells all the other players to do nothing. Accurate. John says, just finished watching Godzilla King of the Monsters on 4K. Saw it 3 times in theaters. What did you think? I saw it twice in theaters. First time I fell asleep, and then I went back to see it again because I fell asleep the first time. I thought it was perfectly okay. I was a little disappointed by it. Too much humans, not enough monsters. I don't know. I think of all the MonsterVerse films for the new Warner Brothers shared monster universe, I think Kong Skull Island is my favorite so far. I'm looking forward to Godzilla vs. Kong, though. P. Dilla says it was cool. It was made by Funko. And I just lowered the chat. What did I do here? Oh, the WrestleMania lunchbox. All right, I'm going to have to Google that. James says they sell metal lunchboxes at $5 and below. I remember seeing a Beavis and Butthead lunchbox there. Lisa says, hey, Joe, you probably did, but did you see the Museum of Moving Image Dave Gold's live chat going Saturday? Frank Oz is now joining him, too. I did not. This coming Saturday? I will have to check that out. Aubrey says, I hope everyone is gaining a new respect for stay-at-home moms. It's not a cakewalk. But here's the thing. Stay-at-home moms, you only have to stay at home for 8 hours a day. You know, it's like, then you can go out. But now it's just nobody can go out, ever. Just can't go out. It's driving me crazy. Bohemian says, during the days off, I've been watching the Sopranos on Hulu. I didn't know the Sopranos were on Hulu. Doesn't Amazon Prime have like an exclusive deal with HBO to show HBO content. Though even then, I'd imagine that would be coming to an end with HBO Max supposed to premiere next month. By the way, there's no date yet. HBO Max does not have a date yet. They just say sometime in May. May is next month. It's next month. Don't you think they should nail down when sometime in May is by now? I mean, is it coming in like 3 weeks on May 1st? Is it coming Memorial Day weekend? I mean, it's next month. When is sometime in May? Come on. When is HBO Max premiering? It's ridiculous. Jordan says, I love the Lego Movie 2. It's just as good as the first one. I didn't like it as much as the first one. My favorite is probably the Lego Batman movie. I like Lego Batman, best of the three. My daughter likes the Lego Ninjago movie. That's her favorite. And a lot of people think that's the worst one. I thought it was okay. I don't like it as much as she does. She loves the soundtrack. Backwin says, after I finish New Year's Evil, I'm going to try and finish up Parasite. Boredom says, Joe, have you ever watched the show Community? Boredom, Community is my all-time favorite sitcom. It is my absolute all-time favorite sitcom. And I've got the whole series on Blu-ray. And I've been actually just rewatching it on Netflix, because Netflix just got it. And yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. 6 seasons and a movie. We need the movie now. We got the 6 seasons. We need the movie. But brilliant show. I never thought I'd like a sitcom more than Cheers. I always thought Cheers is the greatest sitcom of all time. They'll never top Cheers. They'll never top Cheers. Community's the first show I've ever seen that I'm like, no, they top Cheers. Lisa says, yes, this coming Saturday, you have to reserve your spot on the museum site. Oh, all right. I hope they still have a spot. Backwin says HBO is doing some limited time thing with Hulu. That's why The Sopranos are on there. Gary says, I've been watching the documentary McMillions on Hulu. I was a little disappointed in that documentary. I think because people kept talking about how weird it was. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I'm like, it doesn't seem that crazy. And besides, I feel like Tiger King just kind of showed it up. It's like everyone was like, oh, the people in this McMillions video are unbelievable. And then like Joe Exotic was like, oh, yeah? Oh, yeah. I'm going to show you weird. I'm sorry, I'm losing my place. James says, say, Crazy Joe, did you know that Wendy's had a buffet called the Super Bar? Had? Did they get rid of it? I haven't been in a Wendy's in a while, but yeah, you know what? Now that you mention it, I don't remember the last time I saw the Super Bar. Yeah, my dad loved the Super Bar. He used to go there for the Super Bar all the time. Aubrey says, Lego Batman. I love when he falls down the stairs in his house. Joanna's Forehead says, have you been listening to any music lately? You know, I just put it in the closet, but I got the new Monkees album, the Mike and Mickey Show Live. So yeah, I listened to that, but that's about it. James says, Joe, be on the lookout for Solar Opposites. It's created by the same guy who made Rick and Morty. Oh, that would be Dan Harmon, creator of Community. Antiques in Motion says Seinfeld. For best sitcom, I personally would not agree with that, but it's a good one. Zach says Joel McHale follow-up on Tiger King. I saw that. I did watch that, though that kind of felt like, hey, let's squeeze a little more out of this. Like, it didn't really feel like, I didn't think they really added much to it with that final episode. Personally. Jesse's here. Good to see you, Jesse. Did I see you, Jesse, in the Rick stream this morning? I think I did. Rick did a live stream this morning. Rick's been doing a lot of live streams. Gary says, Joe, you know what people should do after this live stream? Head over to the Metropolis Radio YouTube channel and watch the MCU ranking that we did. All 3 parts are up with the supercut. I saw that. Yeah, if you click over on Gary's name there, Metropolis Radio, you can find a little thing we did last week. Jim said, oh, that's a side conversation, sorry. Sometimes I see these side conversations and I get lost because I didn't see the comment that led to it. James says it's Justin Roland. Dan Harmon has gotten some controversy lately. Oh yeah, I hadn't heard any Dan Harmon controversy lately, though it seems Dan Harmon always has controversy. It's kind of James or Dan Harmon's. That's his normal status, as there's controversy around him. Lisa says, yeah, Wendy's got rid of the super bars close to 20 years ago. 20 years? My God. That's amazing. Doesn't seem like 20 years. Where does the time go? I feel like we've been locked up in the house for 20 years. Toaster Burner says, how do I feel about Kubrick? Favorite, least favorite? Kubrick's fine. My favorite's Clockwork Orange. Least favorite? I'm not sure. Probably AI. AI would probably be my least favorite. And I know a lot of people call that a Spielberg film, but I don't really consider that a Spielberg film because Spielberg was just going by what it was that Kubrick had planned. I think he followed Kubrick's notes pretty closely. So yeah, that would probably be my least favorite. James says, do you remember the Jetsons movie? Wendy's had kids' meal commercials. I do remember the Jetsons movie. I saw the Jetsons movie in the theaters. Fergie Furbelow. Remember Fergie Furbelow and the Furbelow family? I saw that movie. That was the last performance of, what's his name? Dan O'Hanlon. Was it Dan O'Hanlon? The voice of George Jetson. That was his final performance as the voice of George Jetson. He died shortly after they made that movie. James says, what's your favorite and least favorite DreamWorks movie? My favorite is Captain Underpants. I don't know about my least favorite. My favorite is probably How to Train Your Dragon. The whole trilogy is good. I don't know which. Yeah, probably How to Train Your Dragon 3. That might be the best of the three. They're all good, though. All the How to Train Your Dragon movies are just terrific. So I'd say How to Train Your Dragon for best. For worst, I haven't seen them all. I never saw The Croods. That didn't particularly look to be anything special to me. I think the Shrek movies really ran out of steam in the last couple. What else? I don't know. I didn't see a lot of them. I didn't see Megamind. I didn't see The Croods. I didn't see Turbo. So there's a lot of DreamWorks movies I haven't seen. Backwin says, I heard Uncut Gems is getting put on Netflix next month. Is it any good? I hear a lot of people praising it. Backwin, Uncut Gems, I mean, as with all things, you got to decide for yourself. You know, art is subjective. I think it's overrated. It's good. I mean, it's a good movie. Make no mistake about it. It's a good movie. But people have really overpraised it. I think Adam Sandler's performance is good. It's not his best performance. I still think his performance in Reign Over Me was better because, I don't know, here's the thing. The first 20 minutes of Uncut Gems, I kind of thought it was garbage because it didn't feel like it was going anywhere. It felt like it was just this guy running around shouting, doing all kinds of things, but it didn't seem to have a sense of direction. It did. It totally did. Like, it was going somewhere. It just didn't feel like it was going somewhere. It felt like it was a very, very scatterbrained movie. Like, we're just following this guy running around and screaming. And eventually you follow it and you go, oh, no. This has a destination. This film does know what it's doing. But if you shut it off in like the first 20 minutes, you would be forgiven for thinking that it was just this aimless movie where Adam Sandler just was running around screaming at people. That's what it felt like until it finally kind of found its direction. It's good. It's definitely a good movie. It's definitely worth watching. Let's put it that way. It's definitely worth watching. I don't know if I would say go out and buy the Blu-ray. I'm not sure that it's a super rewatchable movie, but it's good. Bohemian says, after I get done watching The Sopranos, I'm going to continue my binge watching of 6 Feet Under. You know, I've never seen 6 Feet Under. Someone told me, and I didn't know. Someone told me Dexter, Michael C. Hall, was on 6 Feet Under. I didn't know that. The first thing I ever saw him in was Dexter. Jesse says, Joe, I've been watching a lot of Alf on Tubi TV lately. Great show. I love it. We were just watching Alf on Tubi TV. Was it yesterday or today? It was on my lunch. Like I said, the days run together now. They run together. Yeah, I was watching Alf on Tubi TV yesterday, I think. I'll tell you something. Tubi TV is amazing. It's amazing. They got so much great content on there, and it's all free, ad supported, but free. And I love it. And the ads never feel overwhelming. I think they do like maybe 1, possibly 2 ads within a half hour, and they're short. They're short ads. So the other day I put on Crackle. And Crackle is a similar concept to Tubi TV. It's free content, but you have to sit through some ads. But Crackle is almost unwatchable because Crackle hits you with a string of 7 commercials in a row. 7 commercials in a row. And I'm sitting there like, holy God, what is going on here? How many commercials are you going to make me sit through for a half-hour show? And there were commercials beginning. Then I think I saw maybe 2 commercials, then the show. And then there were like 7 commercials in the middle of the show. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. Tubi TV, nothing like that. You get like maybe 2 commercials per half hour and they're short. Night and day difference. It's a shame too, because Crackle also has a lot of great content up there. They got What's Happening. I love What's Happening. I got all the DVDs. I could just pop the DVDs on, but you know, it's a little more convenient. Like Alf, I got all the DVDs of Alf, but if I'm upstairs, I'm not going to go fishing for the discs. If the kids say, hey, I want to watch Alf, I'll just put on Tubi TV. We'll sit through the 2 damn commercials. It's nothing big deal. Simple. But no, Crackle is horrible. Crackle is horrible. James says, I have the first 2 seasons of Alf on DVD. Great series. It is a great series. I wish they would put out the network cuts of the episodes, because it is the syndicated cuts that were put out on DVD. If you watch the first episode of Alf on DVD, the first episode of Alf on DVD and on Tubi TV, it starts with a paused frame of Willie and Kate talking and a voiceover of Willie going, this was the night he came. And then it picks up with the ship crashing through the roof. That's not the full scene. That was they shortened the scene for syndication. In the original episode, it opened with Willie on the radio trying to talk to his friend who lives in Yugoslavia, and Kate calls him in for dinner, and he's leaving the garage. And then Alf crashes. But they cut that scene, and that's the version that's on the DVDs, unfortunately. Jim says, I was checking out Tubi. Lisa says, I Am Big Bird is on Tubi TV. If you guys haven't seen I Am Big Bird, go over to Tubi TV, watch I Am Big Bird. Great, great documentary. And you know what? Being Elmo is a great documentary that's on Netflix. So there's these 2 great Sesame Street documentaries. They're streaming right now on a service that you probably have, because I'm sure most of you have Netflix. And Tubi TV is free, so you can download it right now. You don't have to pay a thing. So you go to Netflix, you watch Being Elmo. You go to Tubi TV, you watch I Am Big Bird. Phenomenal documentaries about 2 terrific puppeteers. Zach says, Joe, free Enterprise movie. If the question, do I like it? Because I do. I like it a lot. I have the poster hanging up in my upstairs hall, signed by Mr. Robert Meyer Burnett of the YouTube channel The Burnett Work. He directed the movie. And it's also signed by 2 of his co-stars, Phil Lamar and William Shatner. And I see my good buddy Greg is here. Greg says, I had to watch a commercial for this live stream. Well, but you didn't have to sit through 7 like on Crackle. Brandon says, Crackle is awful. Backquin says, does anyone still use Crackle? I don't know anyone who uses it. Backquin, I think they would get a lot more use if they followed Tubi TV's model and cut back their advertisements by quite a lot. James says there's a thing called Pluto TV that has a bunch of channels within the programs. Thoughts? James, Pluto TV, that's another good one. That's another good one. It's like watching live TV, but you just have a ton of channels. One app, you get all these channels, and there's some channels that are premium cable channels that you might have to pay for on like a cable subscription program that are free on Pluto. It's they have a whole channel devoted to Mystery Science Theater 3000. There's a Mystery Science Theater 3000 channel on Pluto that just streams Mystery Science Theater 3000 episodes all day long. There's a channel that just shows Degrassi Junior High, Degrassi The Next Generation all day long. It's crazy. Gary says, Crackle used to be a good service until they forced you to watch a live channel when you boot up. I really liked the Dead Rising movies. That's on the service. James says there's a thing called... Oh, we already read that one. I'm sorry. Greg says, have I watched Lock and Key? Not yet. Here it's great, though. I still haven't watched The Umbrella Academy or The Boys. That's how far back I am. Noah says, yeah, I sat through Dr. Strangelove. Didn't care for it. Too many ads on that movie. Was it on Crackle? Because if it's on Crackle, then yeah, too many ads. Jason says, have I seen that Martin Scorsese wants $200 million to make his next film? He might not like Marvel movies, but he sure loves their budgets. Fair enough. Yeah, that's a lot of money for a guy whose movies don't even make it to theaters anymore. I mean, The Irishman wouldn't have been a hit. It's sad to say. It's a good movie, but the model's changed, you know? You can bring it in on a low budget, sure, but that's... Backwin says, as someone who hates ads while I'm watching something, I don't have a huge problem with the ads on Tubi because I love their content so much. Yeah, I agree. It's terrific. I think even Joey Baseball said he liked Tubi TV. So when he doesn't call something a scam, you know it's good. Jabe says, thoughts on the TV series The Nanny, Step by Step, My Mother the Car? I never watched The Nanny or Step by Step. I've seen a few episodes of My Mother the Car. It's, of course, terrible, but it's fun. It's one of those so bad it's good shows. Reptile Dude asks if I've watched the Clone Wars TV show or read any of the Star Wars novels. That would be a no to novels. I read the Timothy Zahn trilogy back in the day. Heir to the Empire, Dark Force Rising. What was the last one? The Last Command, I think. I didn't care for them. I know people really praise them, but I just didn't care for them. One thing that really bothered me was Luke Skywalker drinks hot chocolate in it. It seems stupid, I know. Like that's the thing that really broke it for me, but it just felt like... You know, it's the same as them dropping F-bombs on Star Trek. It felt out of place. Like you know, in a Star Wars movie, you never have them say like, hey, let's go get a burger and some pizza. You know, that's like, it's this other world a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. And the idea that they're drinking something as human as hot chocolate just felt so out of place. It didn't feel right. So I know people like praise those novels. I didn't care for them, but that's just me. James says there's a Flintstone special called The Flintstones on the Rocks that aired on Cartoon Network in the 2000s. Thoughts? I don't know that one. The last Flintstones movie I remember watching was I Yabba Dabba Doo, where Pebbles and Bam Bam got married. Brian says you should watch Good Omens too. It came out before The Boys. I did see Good Omens. That one I did see, and I read the novel years ago. Jesse says I got this thing called Colossal TV. Pay $40 a month, get 600 live channels, tons of movie channels, plus free movies to stream. Most new releases. That's fantastic. Movie John is here. Welcome, Movie John. Leave the house, Joe. I leave mine every day to work. Still ain't nothing much different here in West Virginia. Just wish flea markets were open. I'm too afraid to leave the house. I am asthmatic, and this may come as a shock to some of you, but I'm also a little bit overweight. I heard the people most susceptible to have problems if they catch the virus are people with respiratory problems. Ding, asthma. And I heard that if you are overweight, it could cause problems. Ding, that's 2 for me. So, I am not going anywhere. I am sitting tight till this is over. In fact, I feel bad. My wife ordered the groceries. Our groceries get delivered now. They were supposed to be delivered tomorrow. Tomorrow during the day, our groceries were supposed to be delivered. Well, I was just about to go live, and she got a message on her phone saying, "You're not going to believe this. The guy's delivering the groceries now." And I hear her up there putting them away. Normally, I would be right up there helping her, but unfortunately, the timing, it just, I was about to go live. So, and that's the thing now, when you get your groceries delivered, you never know when they're going to deliver them. You never know because there's such a waiting list. There's this ridiculous waiting list to get your groceries delivered. It's insane. So you just gotta take the time that they offer. It's a strange world we're living in. It's a very strange world. But hopefully it'll be over soon. They say the curve is flattening, or it appears to be flattening, so I don't know. We'll see. Frank Castle says, am I into comic books? I am a old school comic book fan. I don't really read comics anymore, but I was. I certainly was. I had a big comic book collection. I sold it all when I moved to this house because I had like 30 long boxes. I mean, where are you going to store 30 long boxes, right? It's just insane. So I eventually sold them. But I was quite the comic book fan. Jesse says on Tubi TV, there's a Mr. T movie called Toughest Man in the World. Ever seen that one? Yes, I own the DVD. It also stars John P. Navin Jr. John P. Navin Jr. is an actor who was all over the place in the 1980s. He was the first patron in Cheers. First episode of Cheers. He was the first guy who came in. He said to Sam, "How about a beer, Chief?" And Sam said, "How about an ID, Chief?" And he presented Sam with a fake ID. That was John P. Navin Jr. He also played the bully Ox on Silver Spoons, whom Mr. T was hired as Ricky Schroeder's bodyguard to protect Ricky from Ox. And he was the star of a TV show very few people remember called Jennifer Slept Here. It starred Ann Gillian. Ann Gillian played a movie star who died. And a family moved into her house, and the son was John P. Navin Jr. He was the only one who could see Jennifer's ghost. And I've always wondered whatever happened to John P. Navin Jr. I know he's a local guy. He's from the Philadelphia area. He stopped appearing in movies in the early 90s. From what I understand, he lives in Philly again. But he's kind of elusive. I put feelers out years ago to see if I can get him to come on my podcast and do an interview, and I just don't think he's interested. I don't think he wants any kind of spotlight anymore, which is a shame because I'd really love to talk to the guy. I think he was quite prolific in the 80s, had quite a career for such a young actor. Movie John, oh, I already read that. Movie John says, well, I'm screwed then. It might be a long time then, Joe. It might be, but it might be next month. Who knows? We'll see. Jim says, I can't even get on the list. Too many people around here, I guess. Where do you live, Jim? Supermarket's pretty empty. Oh, you're in New Jersey. Oh, yes, New Jersey is quite busy. Brandon's in New Jersey too, right? I was blown away by the empty shelves when I went out today. Gary says, speaking of Harvey Weinstein, apparently he contracted the beer bug while in prison. This is what I hear. Jamel's here. He says, how was my day? My day was good, Jamel. How was yours? Kyle says, hey, Joe, sorry I'm late. It's okay. Good to have you here, Kyle. Good to have you here. Tuesdays are taking a toll on my throat because I'm doing so much talking. I do this live stream. I talk. Then as soon as we finish the live stream, I go and I do the podcast with Jacob. So I'll be doing the podcast as soon as this is done, and then I'll be talking for another hour. Fortunately, Jacob does some of the talking there, so it's just me. It's just me. So James says, favorite Scooby-Doo series? Probably the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo. The one where they did an episode that I think is hilarious, where Scooby-Doo quit and they had to replace Scooby-Doo, and they replaced him with this weird dog named Bernie Gumsher. I like that show. Jamel says my day was good. John says, when are we doing that vid together? John, anytime. Did you download Skype? Do you have Skype on your phone? Let me know when you do. We can get together, make it happen. I'm shooting one tomorrow night with another YouTuber. I won't say the name. I'll save the surprise. But I wanted to do a series. Like, my idea was, let's do a series of collaborations with other YouTubers and maybe some podcasters. I don't know. And then I did one with Heath from Serial at Midnight. I did 2 with Chris Stoltz from Muppet Stuff. But the video didn't work on his, so they turned out to be audio only. So this series, as it was planned, has so far only put out one episode that's actual video, because there's 3 installments in this series that I had an idea for, and 2 of them are audio only. So we'll see. We're gonna get it going. John says, how about this Saturday? I should be free this Saturday. I will send you a message, and we can figure this out. We can make it happen. James says, thoughts on the Rocky and Bullwinkle reboot from 2018, and do you like the original series? I love the original series. I've never seen the reboot. My kids watched it, though, and they like it. They like the reboot. Movie John says, woo! Night, Joe. Night to you, John. Thanks for stopping by. And I have some topics you and I could talk about. I have some thoughts in my head. Zach says, trouble with Alexa. How do I say Megapodtastic? You just say it. Megapodtastic. Say, Alexa, play Megapodtastic. And I've tested it. It works on mine. I always say, play the Megapodtastic podcast. I say, Alexa, play Megapodtastic podcast, and it plays it. At least it's worked for me. Has anyone else tried it? Because it has worked on our end. Brian says, Amazon, Rocky and Bullwinkle was really good. Yeah, that's what my kids said. James says, ever seen Silverhawks? Yes. Yes, I did. I have seen the Silverhawks. Gary says, hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat. That was a classic show. It was a classic show. You know, we have, Christine and I have a stuffed Bullwinkle up in our bedroom, and I got it at Columbus Flea Market with Cinema Sickness. Somebody only wanted $1 for it, and the thing looked brand new. I think it had tags on it. I was like, really? Because normally I get weird about buying like plush items used, because you don't know who had them. Those like anything plush, that's like a germ factory right there. I'm very weird about buying used plush items, but that thing like looked brand new. I mean, it looked old. Like, it didn't look like something that was made in the past year or two. It looked like it was at least a decade old, but it looked like it had never been touched by whomever had purchased it. Like someone bought it, put it on a shelf, and didn't look at it again. James says, say, Joe, wish the Flintstones will come to Blu-ray. The TV series? That would be cool. By the way, Super Chat Hippo, of course, joins us tonight. And there he is. He wishes to sing for you. Gary says, Joe, in the spirit of Rocky and Bullwinkle, have I ever seen the show Happy Tree Friends? It's a more mature version of Rocky and Bullwinkle. Again, that is something I've heard of, but I honestly didn't know what it was, really. It's just a title I've seen around, but I never really knew exactly what it was. Wow, are we caught up on questions? I don't think that's ever happened before. I don't think I've ever been caught up before. Wild. Oh, boy. Wait till you guys see tomorrow's video. Tomorrow's video is going to be stupid. It's going to be stupid. Lisa says, Rocky and Bullwinkle, Ripsaw Falls and Universal made me feel like I was going to be thrown from the flume ride. I love that ride. I love that ride. I love when you get to the top of the hill and the sign says, safety first and accidents a close second. That's such a terrific ride. Islands of Adventure. Universal's Islands of Adventure is my favorite theme park in all of Florida. It's probably my favorite theme park in the world. I love Islands of Adventure. The theming in that park is through the roof. It is just the theming in Toon Lagoon. Oh my God, Toon Lagoon is just, I could just sit in Toon Lagoon all day. It's amazing. All the old cartoon stuff and the Popeye and the look of Toon Lagoon is beautiful. And then Marvel Comics Island, holy jeez, if there was one place on Earth that I could live, it would be like if I could have an apartment over Marvel Island at Universal Islands of Adventure, I would totally do it. I love Universal's Islands of Adventure. James says, he's talking to Gary, it's a more vulgar and violent version, but it's a good flippy. J2H is in the house. J2H, are you ready to podcast tonight? We have podcasting to do. Marie is here. Just popped on to say hi. Nights are sad still. I can understand. My condolences to you. Marie lost a pet recently. It's heartbreaking. I know how it is. I've been there, and I sadly think I'm going to be there in the future, sooner rather than later, which kills me, but it is what it is, unfortunately. I have a dog who is not in good health. But yeah, my heart's with you guys. That's not easy, and I'm very sorry about that. I know exactly how tough it is. Reptile Dude says, what shows am I currently watching? Well, I've been slowly but surely making my way through Community Season 1 again. I've been trying to catch up with Supernatural. I'm halfway through season 14 of Supernatural. I've been watching Cursed on the Shudder channel. I've been enjoying Cursed films. I like Cursed films on Shudder. That's it. That's what I've been currently watching. Survivor Winners at War. Been watching Survivor Winners at War. James asks if I've ever been on the Popeye ride at Universal. Absolutely. Popeye's Bilge rats or rafts or whatever they call it. It's like the rapids. Yeah, I like that ride. That is a fun ride, and I like Ripsaw Falls. Now I want to go to Universal Studios Florida. Of course, they're closed. They're closed. What am I hearing? Can you guys hear that? I don't know what's going on upstairs. Toaster Burner says, have I been to or heard of Dorney Park? It's in my neck of the woods. Well, Toaster Burner, that means you are in my neck of the woods, because I am only about a half hour away from Dorney Park. Yes, I've been to Dorney Park many, many times. My dad used to have his company picnic at Dorney Park, and we used to go every summer. I don't go as often as I used to be every summer. I don't go very often at all now. But yes, I used to love Dorney Park. Lisa says, Islands is pretty awesome. Last time I was at Universal Florida was when Mummy was new. Islands is a whole new world now. Need to see it again. Yeah, and they opened the Kong thing. I haven't been there since my honeymoon. Christine and I went to Universal Studios on our honeymoon, and I haven't been there since. So I'd love to go again. My good friend, Mr. Cinema Sickness, is insane. He's absolutely insane because he compared Islands of Adventure with like a Six Flags, which is just an insane comparison. Like, I mean, a Six Flags does not have even like a tenth of the theming that goes into Universal's Islands of Adventure. Is just like it's like themed to the nines. I mean, that place is. You got the Dr. Seuss land. You feel like you're in a Dr. Seuss book. I mean, it's just the first Wizarding World of Harry Potter. They built a second one over in the old park, but I'd say probably the weakest land is Jurassic Park. They've only got the one ride there. They got one ride. That's probably the weakest land is the Jurassic Park land. But oh my God, Toon Lagoon. It's just, I love that park. I have so much love for that park. It's insane. What am I missing? Gary says, Joe, have I ever been to South Dakota? I have not. There's an entire theme park dedicated to the Flintstones. There was one in Arizona, too. I've been to that one. There was one in Arizona, and it closed down. It got sold, demolished. I was there once. I have a whole story about going there. It's not a good story. What do we got there?
I couldn't get it to squeeze through the piping bag, but...
Oh, my Lord. Look at this. Look what we got here. Let's say a big thank you to Christine here.
Well, don't thank me yet. It might taste like crap.
Yeah, well, you followed the recipe. If it's no good, we blame Disney. Do you know what we have here? Disney released the recipe for Dole Whip this week. They released the Dole Whip recipe, and the groceries just came. That sound that I said, what is that sound? What is that sound? That was the blender Christine just made Dole Whip. And we are going to test the Dole Whip right here and see how this tastes. Here we go. It doesn't taste the same, but it's still pretty good.
Well, we're not in Disney.
No, we're not in Disney.
But you'll eat it. It's
still pretty good. I'd say, yeah, no, it might need a little more pineapple juice, but other than that, this is pretty good. This is good. Where's someone get Sean to sing his "Get the Dole Whip" song? We need to get the Dole Whip song here. Man, this is the closest to being in Disney World you come in quarantine. I got a Dole Whip here. Woo! I am excited. Well, that has brightened my day. James says, all right, guys, name the company this slogan is from. I'm loving it. Oh, James, come on. Come on. You got to make it a little challenging. Gary says, what do I think of Survivor Winners at War? My controversial opinion, returning player seasons range from mediocre to bad. Also, who's your winner pick at this point? Well, I want Sarah the Cop to win. Sarah the Cop from Cedar Rapids. I always liked her. I want her to win. And as of last week, no spoiler alert, she was still in it. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Greg says, do I have enough movies to get me through the lockdown? I have enough movies. It's finding time to watch the movies that is the challenge. Brian says, maybe I need some humidity to enjoy it correctly. Actually, you know what I need? What I need is right here. Ever got a Dole Whip at Animal Kingdom? They add a secret ingredient. I could put that secret ingredient in now if I wanted to. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. Lisa says, am I working on, they're working on a Jurassic Park roller coaster right now. Okay, that's cool. Lisa says, blender, not vacuum, I guess. Nice. Aubrey says, 2 thumbs up to Christine. Wow. Dole Whip. I didn't think this day was going to end in Dole Whip. James says, there's a trailer for a new movie, Connected. Have I seen it yet? I have not. James says, okay then, Joe. Where kids are king. Name the company. That I don't know. That's a tough one. That one you got me. Pusha T wrote the I'm Loving It jingle. I don't know who Pusha T is. James says, here's another slogan. We do it like you do it. Would that be Discover? Discover card? J2H, drunk podcasting. Let's go. Yes. I got plenty of podcasting fluid over here. Got plenty of podcasting fluid. Yeah. Did anyone see the video the other day where Adam was showing off his Gorn shrine? He talked a couple times about how he has a Gorn shrine. He only had 2 things. I'm like, you call that a shrine, man? You need more Gorn stuff. I tease him. Let's see. Jake says, "Did I see the Dune teaser? I saw some photos from Dune. Did they put out a full trailer? I did not. I didn't see that there was a teaser. I only saw some photos. I'll have to look for the teaser now." Gary, yes. Let's see Crazy After Dark where Joe gets hammered. James says, "No, it's Burger King for both slogans." Ah, Burger King Kids Club. Does anyone watch Legends of Tomorrow? Legends of Tomorrow a few weeks ago did an episode where there was a Mr. Rogers type show called Mr. Parker's Cul-de-sac. It was supposed to be like Mr. Rogers, and they were watching Mr. Parker's Cul-de-sac, and there was a scene where Mr. Parker was sitting down having a beer, and he's like singing a song going, "It's 5 o'clock. It's time for a cold one." I was laughing so hard. Oh, man. Mr. Parker's Cul-de-sac. Legends of Tomorrow, man. That is a great show. If you're not watching Legends of Tomorrow, that is the best of the DC comic shows. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add just a little bit of pineapple juice. Just a teeny tiny bit. Aubrey says, "I didn't know you did your lives at a bar." Yeah, this is my bar. This is the space bar. We call it the space bar because it is a bar theme. Did you ever see the menus? I know I've shown the menus before. Some of you may have seen the menus. Some of you may not have seen the menus. But we have menus here at the bar. I have 2 menus. Both of them fit the space bar theme. The first menu is from Quark's Bar at the old Las Vegas Hilton Star Trek experience. This was an actual menu from the Las Vegas Hilton. Don't ask me where it came from. You'd have to ask my ex-wife. She did it. But this was the actual bar menu at the Las Vegas Hilton, Quark's Bar. We've got items on here like the Trip Tucker Warp 5 Prime Ribs, the Holy Rings of Beta Z. They are onion rings. Famous Frankie Flatbread, Hoshi Sato's Coconut Shrimp, the Saucer Section, which is barbecue chicken, sandwiches, the Grilled Chicken Con, the Photon Torpedo, Picard's Pockets, Talaxian Turkey Wrap, Ham Burger. A lot of good stuff on here. From the bar, oh, this is the good stuff. The Warp Core Breach. They told me that'll knock you on your buttocks. And you know what? They weren't lying. The Borg Sphere, Liquid Latinum, the James T. Kirk, Chaotica's Death Ray, the Mind Meld, Plasma Disruption. Yeah. The actual bar from the Las Vegas Hilton Star Trek experience. John says, "When will we get a video of you doing karaoke to Dancing Queen?" Well, the problem there is that song is something that I can't really, it's not, you know, I get a copyright strike if I put that song up there. But I'd love to do it for you, but I can't. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Aubrey says, "The stolen menu." Have you seen it before, Aubrey? And here's the other one. This one was not stolen. This one was given to me. This one was actually gifted to me. And that's the solo menu from Denny's. This is the solo menu from Denny's. And the waitress at Denny's was good enough to give it to me because she said they were just going to toss them after the promotion anyway. So those are my bar menus. The solo menu and the Quarks menu. John Hines says, "I want that." Which one? The Quarks menu? That's not going anywhere. It's the best thing my ex-wife ever gave me. Ever tried Wendy's taco salads with taco chips? I have not. James says, "Ever been to a Dairy Queen? I love their burgers." I have. It's been a while. We have one around here. Maybe when we're allowed out again, I will head there. Oh, yeah. Oh, I got a pineapple chunk. I got a chunk of pineapple in there. Aubrey says, I remember the menus. Gary says, so Joe, did you get the Bajoran virus when you ate at Quark's? I had the Romulan ale. I drank a Romulan ale while I was there. If you did, when you were at the hospital, did Quark beg you to pay him because death is no excuse for not paying your tab? Gary says, what menu? The menu I want is the Fantastic Four menu from Denny's that they did back in 2015. I always got the Human Torch skillet and Invisible Woman pancakes. I remember that one. They did a couple Hobbit menus too. And then IHOP got in on it. They did like an Addams Family and a Grinch menu. Oreo is here. Hey Oreo, what you doing, buddy? What you doing? I don't have any. Well, I mean, I got Dole Whip. I guess you would enjoy that, wouldn't you? I don't have any solid food though. Only Dole Whip. Connor says, just watch The Way Back. Great film. Aubrey says, definitely going to try and make the Dole Whip recipe. Do you have it, Aubrey? Because I can send it to you if you don't have it. Though you'll find it easily online. It's not hard to find. Disney just put it out last week. I lost track of the time. I am noticing it is 10 o'clock now, which means I need to get going because J2H and I have a podcast to record. So let's go do that podcast, which I'll get it out to you guys on Friday. An all new podcast. And until and Gary's got a stream ending joke. What do you call a dodgy neighborhood in Italy? A spaghetto. Excellent. And Connor says, keep wearing those pajamas or stop wearing those pajamas. I can't wait to stop wearing my pajamas. I'm ready for pants. Let's all put pants on and go outside. Yeah. For now, though, keep wearing those pajamas. See you next week. See you next Tuesday.